about it all, but here we are. We're going to listen to a little bit more of Bernanke, but we're also going to be watching the Baidu. You got eBay that's going to be reporting after the close. Here, I'll leave the Baidu chart up, and we'll talk more about policy. But right now, we are in the last hour of the trading. So back to what the question was, there's been several of them about credit factors and transparencies and steps to increase that.
This was triggered by a bubble in the housing market, and the housing market remains very weak. And under normal circumstances, construction, both residential and non-residential, would be a big part of the recovery process. And so there are a number of factors, and now we're seeing high oil prices and other things. There are a number of factors which are holding the recovery back. So there are good reasons for why the recovery is slower than we would like. At the same time, it's very hard to blame the American public for being impatient. Conditions are far from where we would like them to be. The combination of high unemployment, high gas prices, and high foreclosure rates is a terrible combination. A lot of people are having a very tough time. So I can certainly understand why people are impatient. And I guess the only thing I can say is that while the recovery process looks likely to continue to be a relatively moderate one compared to the depth of the recession, I do think that the pace will pick up over time, and I am very confident that in the long run that the U.S. will return to being the most productive, one of the fastest growing and dynamic economies in the world. And it hasn't lost any of the basic characteristics that made it the preeminent economy in the world before the crisis, and I think we'll return to that status as we recover. Thank you very much, and thank you for coming.
And with that, Ben Bernanke opens a new chapter for the Federal Reserve, finishing his first ever news conference with the press, speaking for almost a full hour, covering a host of questions, defending quantitative easing, basically also saying that the withdrawal of QE is unlikely to affect the markets in a big way. Talked about gas prices, called it a very bad development, but said there's not a whole lot the Fed can do about that. Asked about what extended period means, essentially.
We already know what it all means, so we're going to conclude that, and we're going to get ready and take a look at what's going to happen. The markets did break higher, just so everyone knows. They broke up. We're getting even extremely more overbought. There's a lot of things that are not right. Those are things that we'll discuss, and we'll see how the bull wants to step in. And remember, the bull side is re-leveraging the asset. So there's lots of key things in there that we'll key in at a later time, later in the day.